Back in 1992, two rock-loving brothers, Robert and Dean DeLeo, teamed up with singer Scott Weiland and drummer Eric Kretz to create something special: Stone Temple Pilots. These guys weren't afraid to be themselves, dishing out a unique sound that didn't always get the credit it deserved at first. But guess what? They didn't care. All that mattered was the music. Stone Temple Pilots rocked the stage, releasing hits and climbing the charts. Life wasn't all smooth, though. Scott faced personal troubles, leading to a couple of breakups with the band. But through thick and thin, the DeLeo Brothers stuck to what they loved: making music. So, join us as we dive into the formation and incredible journey of Stone Temple Pilots. Let's begin. Back in the day, there are two stories about how Scott Weiland and Robert DeLeo, the main dudes of Stone Temple Pilots, crossed paths. One version is that they met at a Black Flag concert in 1985, where they discovered that they were both dating the same girl. Now, instead of letting it ruin things, they became buddies and decided to start a band after breaking up with the girl. But Scott tells a different tale in his autobiography, claiming he and his soi-disant bandmates pursued Robert after watching him play live. Anyhow, Scott, Robert, and their pals Corey Highcock and David Allen formed a band called Swing. After a few years, Allen bailed, but the remaining guys spotted drummer Eric Kretz in a Long Beach club and convinced him to join. When guitarist Highcock left in 1989, Robert suggested his older brother Dean fill the spot. Dean, who was a successful businessman at the time, used to play guitar for fun, and after some convincing, he joined the crew. They ditched the name Swing for Mighty Joe Young, recorded a demo, and played gigs around San Diego, building up a fan base. As they were gearing up for their debut album with Brendan O'Brien, they found out that someone else had already claimed the name Mighty Joe Young. Inspired by the STP motor oil stickers from their youth, the band brainstormed initials and landed on Stone Temple Pilots. Fast forward to 1992. Stone Temple Pilots signed with Atlantic Records and dropped their first album, Core, on September 29th. It skyrocketed to number 3 on the Billboard Albums chart, giving birth to hits like Sex Type Thing, Plush, Creep, and Wicked Garden. But despite their commercial success, some critics called them grunge imitators. Still, the band gained more fans, toured with heavyweights like Rage Against the Machine and Megadeth, and even played an unforgettable acoustic version of Plush on MTV's Headbangers Ball. In 1993, they filmed an MTV Unplugged episode, debuting the song Big Empty. Despite a mix of praise and criticism, Stone Temple Pilots won hearts, securing Best New Band by Rolling Stone's readers, and even bagging a Grammy for Plush. They hit the studio again in 1994, whipping up their second album, Purple, in less than a month. Released on June 7, 1994, Purple shot to number 1 in the US, featuring radio hits like Interstate Love Song, Vaseline, and Big Empty. Just 4 months after its release, Purple sold a whopping 3 million copies. After rocking the scene with their albums Core and Purple, the band regrouped in October of 1995 to cook up their third album. During the recording of Tiny Music, Songs from the Vatican Gift Shop, they lived together in a mansion in Santa Barbara, California. The album took a different turn, leaning more towards glam rock and psychedelic vibes rather than their earlier hard rock grunge sound. Critics had mixed feelings, but Rolling Stone surprisingly praised it as the band's best effort so far. They even landed on the cover in February of 1997. However, the road got a bit bumpy. Stone Temple Pilots had some trouble touring for Tiny Music, and they had to bail on a slot for Kiss's reunion tour. By the end of 1996, they needed a break as Scott Weiland headed to rehab. But hold on, the story doesn't end there. During the hiatus, the band, without Weiland, teamed up with Dave Coots and became Talk Show, releasing an album in 1997. Meanwhile, Weiland pursued his solo interests, dropping 12 Bar Blues in 1998, and the journey continued. In late 1998, Stone Temple Pilots reunited and gave birth to their fourth album, Number 4, released in 1999. It was like a rock revival, bringing back that Core and Purple vibe. Hits like Sour Girl propelled the album to platinum status, making the band a force to be reckoned with once again. In the summer of 2001, Stone Temple Pilots gifted us with their fifth album, Shangri-La-Di-Da. While Days of the Week made waves on rock radio, the album didn't quite hit the commercial jackpot. Despite touring with Linkin Park on the Family Values tour, it fell short of expectations. By this point, the band decided to hit pause on new albums, but they did record a track, All in the Suit That You Wear, for the Spider-Man soundtrack in 2002. Fast forward to 2003, and things took a turn. Reports of tension between Dean DeLeo and Weiland surfaced, leading to a quiet period. Atlantic Records, capping off the band's journey, dropped a greatest hits album, Thank You, in 2003. 5 days after its release, the DeLeo Brothers spilled the beans in an interview with Guitar One, confirming that Stone Temple Pilots was officially done. But hold your tears, the story doesn't end there. After the split, Weiland joined the supergroup Velvet Revolver, while the DeLeo Brothers formed the band Army of Anyone. Weiland released his second solo album, Libertad, in 2008, and the DeLeo Brothers explored their own musical paths. Eric Kretz kept it cool, running his own studio and drumming for Spiral Arms. In 2008, the unexpected happened. The band reunited. Thanks to a phone call from Weiland's wife, the DeLeo Brothers got back together with Scott Weiland. The reunion sparked a 65-date North American tour, and Stone Temple Pilots were back on the stage. They dropped their self-titled sixth album in 2010, proving that they still had the magic. The album debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200, marking a triumphant return for the rock legends. The journey continued into 2011 with Southeast Asia tours, successful shows in Australia, and a temporary break. But, as you know, the rock and roll road is never smooth. In 2013, the band faced a split with Weiland. After some turbulence, Stone Temple Pilots powered through, retaining the rights to their name after legal battles. After some twists and turns, Stone Temple Pilots found themselves in a new chapter. On May 18, 2013, the remaining members, joined by Chester Bennington of Linkin Park, took the stage at the KROQ Weenie Roast. The vibe was electric, and they unleashed a fresh track called Out of Time. In July of 2013, Stone Temple Pilots announced a small tour, with Filter as the opener. On October 8, 2013, they gifted fans with a 5-track EP titled High Rise, now officially credited as Stone Temple Pilots with Chester Bennington. The EP included the catchy single Black Heart, released through iHeartRadio on September 18, 2013. Fast forward to March of 2015, and they decided to drop with Chester Bennington from their name, a sign of evolution in the rock world. But, as we know, the journey isn't always smooth. On November 9, 2015, Bennington, true to his roots with Linkin Park, announced his amicable departure from Stone Temple Pilots. The rock world took a hit on December 3, 2015, when news broke that Scott Weiland, the iconic voice of STP, was found dead of an accidental overdose on his tour bus in Minnesota. The band released a heartfelt statement, acknowledging his brilliance and thanking him for his time with them. Now, brace yourselves for another twist. In February of 2016, Stone Temple Pilots decided to seek a new vocalist, launching an online audition. The search was on for someone who could step into those iconic shoes. July 26, 2017 brought news of a 25th anniversary edition of Core, and the band hinted at new material in the works. By November 14, 2017, the wait was over. Jeff Goot was unveiled as their new lead singer. They dropped the track Meadow on November 15, 2017, giving fans a taste of the revamped sound. Now, let's fast forward to more recent times. In 2019, Eric Kretz spilled the beans that a new album was in the works, and it even featured a flute solo. The excitement reached its peak when on December 2, 2019, Stone Temple Pilots announced their 8th studio album, Perdida, which was released on February 7, 2020. There is no doubt that Stone Temple Pilots have always been a musical champion, blending alternative rock, hard rock, and more. Influenced by legends like Aerosmith, Kiss, and the Rolling Stones, their sound has evolved with each album. From grunge roots in the 90s to psychedelic and country influences, the band has embraced various genres, keeping the rock spirit alive. The legacy of Stone Temple Pilots is etched in gold records, chart-topping singles, and a Grammy win. Core propelled them to stardom, selling 40 million records worldwide. With 16 top 10 singles on the Billboard rock charts and a Grammy for Best Hard Rock Performance, STP's impact on the 90s rock scene is undeniable. VH1 even ranked them number 40 on the 100 greatest artists of hard rock. If you enjoyed this musical journey through Stone Temple Pilots history, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more engaging content about music history.